Alright, Forest fans, Max Newton here on Talk Forest TV. Hit that like, comment and subscribe buttons. Let us know what you think. Giving you a quick review of Nottingham Forest 3, Newcastle United 4 at St James's Park. You know, a game that's billed as a real decider of who looks likely to get into those Champions League places. And unfortunately, Forest came up short, and really short in the first half. I think we're believing the hype a little bit too much, where the hype being that, oh yeah, Forest are just brilliant. Forest just sit back and allow teams to come onto them. That's what we want, and we hit them on the break. Unfortunately, when you do that away from home to teams like Newcastle, teams like Fulham, teams like Bournemouth, you allow teams to get up ahead of steam. Teams whose home crowds will get really nervous if they're frustrated. But, you know, we just allowed them to get from the edge of their box to the edge of our box without any interference whatsoever in the first half. You know, the central midfield was non-existent in a sense of like protecting the back four. I think Dominguez was dreadful. I think the first goal, they showed him on Sky, you know, came herring from being in line with the defenders to try and meet the ball, got completely taken out with a one turn or one little pass, and then left us overloaded, several times. Very headless chicken type performance from Dominguez, which is a shame because, you know, I've criticised him a lot on here, especially last season where I thought he threw in too many 3 out of 10 performances, especially away from home, and was rightly dropped and left out the side. But he's played really well since he's been in the side this season. Came into the side, was a key player of the side that went on a 6-game winning streak. And, you know, I was on here saying, you know, I take it back. I think he's playing really well. But this was really poor performance from Dominguez. Passing awful also. And you know what? I think this was a game made for Ryan Yates, because this was a game where we could have bullied that midfield because they had no Joe Linton. They had Guimaraes, and then they had quite a young, inexperienced midfield. And it was made for Ryan Yates to start the game. Absolutely made for Ryan Yates to start the game. Physicality, strength in midfield. We had nobody breaking up play. Anderson, I thought, had a really poor first half. Everybody had a really poor first half, probably apart from Callum Hudson-Odoi. Maybe Alanga. Aina was shocking. And, Aina's thrown in a few shocking games now. And that's got to be a concern because, you know, he is looking like he's been, was being one of our best performers this season. People nailing him on for a Player of the Season award, almost like at Christmas. But he's had some really poor performances, and he had a poor one today. The centre-backs don't look on it. Keeper making a few mistakes. But, you know, we just invited Newcastle onto us. It was embarrassing. It looked like they'd score with every time they came forward. And when they came forward, they just cut through us, through the middle, down the wings, and we couldn't do anything to stop them. A great goal from Callum Hudson-Odoi in the first half. Absolutely brilliant strike. And that should be, the thing where we're like, right, we hold on to this now. We make ourselves difficult to beat. We make ourselves tight. We're anything but tight because we're just going, oh yeah, we sit back. That's what we do. We've broken the Premier League. We sit back and we allow teams to come onto us, and then we hit them on the break. Well, it sort of worked okay against Wolves, and it's, away from home where Wolves weren't good enough to finish chances. And I think we've started doing this since that Wolves game away. Yeah, we won 3-1. Yeah, we played brilliant. Yeah, we scored some fantastic goals. But Wolves should have been level or ahead of us at half time because we allowed them to just run right through us. And I don't know if Yates started that game or if that was another Dominguez game. But yeah, that central midfield needs sorting out badly. Second half, I think probably. Talk about the penalty. Penalty where every other time this season, somebody jumping up like that has not been given as a penalty. So no matter what they're saying on Sky Sports or what they say later on Match of the Day too, every other time somebody's jumped like that this Premier League season, it's not been a penalty. And what's been come out has been, actually, it's only going to be a penalty if their arms are up here or out here. And Aina's were neither. So to overturn the online decision, I thought was pretty disgraceful. And the free kick that led to one of their goals was never a free kick also. So Forest could feel themselves very hard done by. Forest had a similar penalty appeal in the second half that pretty similar to me. Too similar to be dismissed as quickly as it was. So that was really disappointing. Second half, Forest came out, different team, but the same personnel. So we made no changes, but we're playing on the front foot. We were closed down. We've got such a good forward playing, attacking team. We don't need to play. We don't need to play the Steve Cooper low block and hope we get the ball to Morgan Gibbs-White and Brennan Johnson, and that's the only way we're going to score a goal. We've got a good enough side to go at Newcastle and go at Fulham. And we showed it at Fulham in the second half when we came out and we started playing football. We showed it today. And my God, we should have equalised that game. Like Murillo header wide, Milenkovic header wide, Alanga over the bar from on the line. Could have had a penalty. Chances wide. A great fight back. But, shouldn't have put ourselves in such a bad position and it can only be by the way the managers asked them to play in the first half, which is sit back and let them come at us and we'll pick them off. We're not good enough to do that at the moment. Great to see Ryan Yates come on, score a goal. Ryan Yates just has to start these away games from the start. I'm sorry, has to. And we probably need to play Yates and Sangare, and we might need to sacrifice one of the more attacking players, or maybe Anderson, because it ain't working the way we're trying to defend and pounce away from home. We're not good enough to do it that way. 3 minutes injury time. How the hell 3 minutes injury time? We had 3 goals. We've had loads of subs. We've had loads of time wasting. If that's us 4-3 up against Liverpool at home, that's 10 minutes injury time. If it says 4-3 up against Manchester United at home, that's 9 minutes injury time, guaranteed. I don't think there's been a Premier League game this season that's had only 3 minutes of injury time. It's preposterous. And, another couple of minutes, and I think we'd have scored another goal. There's also a bit towards the end of the game where how's the referee not giving a foul when I think about 5 Forest players are hacked down towards the edge of the box? Strange performance. That's why you don't let Australians referee Premier League games. I mean, for goodness sake. So, at the end, I was fearing it could be an absolute thrashing at 4-1 and the way we were playing first half. So we managed to stop that. We managed to put some pride back into the shirt. We managed to score some goals. My fantasy team's done all right because I've got Milenkovic scoring a goal and I've got Isaac. So we go into Wednesday's game. It's a really big game. We've got to start picking up some points again quickly because now Newcastle are right behind us, whereas we could have put ourselves 10 points clear or 9 points clear of Newcastle. Now it's just going to be a bun fight to the end of the season, and we've got to start games away from home much better, and we've got to start playing like we played in the second half from the start of the game. Come on, you Reds.